Hi, welcome back to OD YouTube channel, and for another video we are reaching the end of the Diamine Inkvent Calendar Black Edition for 2024, and today we are opening the door number 23. Where is that? It's here on the bottom. The snowman is holding it, and now let's open it and see which color we have here. And green. It's called Pine Needle. Nice name. You can see there. And it is a chameleon ink, so it has some green golden sheen. I think I will like this one. I really do. I have a thing for green inks, so we'll see. I'm curious about it. So I hope you're curious too. I'll be back really soon. Don't go away, because I'll do the swatch and all the rest of the stuff that you already know. So let's see how this one goes. Another heavily shimmered ink as I see it. Let's put the cap and let's see how this green looks like on the paper. It's a nice warm green. It has, I would say, it has some hints of yellow in its structure, in its color structure. And let me just pick it up and let's see the shimmer playing, the shimmering. Let's make like this little river flowing to have the shimmer flowing too and spreading through the swatch. I really love, let me bring the knife here, this yellow that you see, this I called it yellow, not yellow, this green, yellowish green that you see here, that kind of shading is beautiful. And then, for example, you have this puddle of shimmer, so gold shimmer. This looks like a very nice ink. I kind of like it. So let's wait for it to dry, and then we'll do the rest of the video. And here we have this beautiful warm ink. You can see that it is a chameleon ink, so it takes a shimmer that looks like green, silvery green, or just gold. So this is beautiful. This ink is really nice, and it has a very hot, a warm tone to it. I really enjoy the color of this ink. However, the flow, I'm finding the flow of these chameleon inks. This is the first time I use this kind of inks through this calendar. I think they tend to clog a little bit the feeds of some pens. So that's it. Let's see. This is the ink swatch. Let's see how it compares with other inks. So I will bring here some inks from this year. This is the Noble Fur from day 3 of this year's calendar, and this one is, I think it is called Star Bright, and it is kind of a mirror finish and a cooler tone, so it's different. And this is the Mint Twist, which is a different kind of color. Then we'll go back to some other calendars, and we'll go to 2019. And I have two inks from 2019 that don't have glitter or shimmer, so they are not comparable in a direct way. Sorry. So One is mistletoe, which is kind of, let me put it here, which is kind of comparable in color, but is in the warmth of the color, but it is darker. And we also have from 2019 number 11, Elf, which has a cooler tone. This is nicer in my opinion. From general inks that we may have, just to let you know how this looks, I have here Lamy Green, which is a much lighter and bluer color. I have Robert Oster Crocodile Green, which is a beautiful green but much more yellow, and Graf von Faber-Castell Olive Green, which is really a darker green. So this is not olive green, this is a beautiful shade, and as I told you, it reminds me the mistletoe. It's the most similar, I would say, to this color, but this one is darker, and the shimmer on this color is really pretty. So let's see how the chromatography looks like. So we have lots, I have kind of a gray line made of, I think, some gray dye and also from the particles of the shimmer. Then most of it is just a very light stain, almost no stain at all. And then it goes up with a yellow and blue fringe of color. So it is a very beautiful color in my opinion. It will be possible to read after being wet, but most of the color washes away. So not exactly water resistant, but I'll show that in a moment. For this ink, I chose two green pens, and one has a fine nib, and it is this Pelikan M800 with this medium gold nib. This is a pen that I had for the first time with a medium nib, then I changed. You can see that the glitter is all over the feed and in the feed. And I find that this pen really struggles to provide a decent ink flow with the glitter all clogging everything. And this is a piston filler pen, as I think most of you know, and this is one of the older versions that still has the transparent parts on the barrel, so you can see the ink level. The other one is a Sheaffer NoNonsense, the one with this gold trim. I have to check how these particular ones are called with gold trim and with that little medallion there. This pen has a nib that is not good. I inked this pen up for the first time for this video. The nib is not good because it's really scratchy. But I think it's really easy to correct. It is aligned, it's just scratchy. I think with a little micro mesh it will get well. Okay, there may be a slight misalignment of the tines. It's not easy to focus this, but maybe there is a slight misalignment, but the question is, I usually twist the nib, so I don't feel this is kind of problem of misalignment, but my way of write. But the finish, okay, doesn't matter. I'm not talking about the pen. So this is a Sheaffer NoNonsense. It is an interesting pen, in my opinion. It has a medium steel nib. This one keeps better with the ink flow, and it is a cartridge converter pen. And so let's see how this will be on paper. We have the moleskin paper where you can see the shimmer. And here the shimmer doesn't look to have that kind of more gold tone. It looks a lot more silver with the finer nib, with the wider nib, the medium, I think we can see both the greenish and more gold shimmer. But anyway, you can really see the shimmer in both writing samples, mostly with the medium, because the ink flow is good and with the other one is not. Here you don't have, you have some bleed through, so kind of a regular behavior of an ink in this paper. On this paper, some inks of this calendar worked really well on moleskin paper. Here you have, again, when I wrote these number 23, you can see there was ink there, but here the pen is starting to fail. Here again, the ink flow is starting to fail because it's really heavy on sheen, but on shimmer. When I show you like this, I think you can perfectly see the shimmer, and I think it's more visible in this paper than in the moleskin. Also, the shading is more visible on the Oxford optic paper, and I think that happens because you can see more shading if the ink is not really well absorbed by the paper, and this ink got well absorbed, so the shading is more visible in a paper with no bleed through, because it means that the ink is mainly on the surface of the paper and has little inky pools that allow us to see better all the characteristics of the ink. And the opposite we'll get on this copy paper, where usually you don't have almost any shading. The apparent shading that you see here is not really real shading, is more the color variation because of the shimmer. You can really see the shimmer, and here I can see mostly the green reflection of the shimmer. It's really visible because this paper is also very absorbent, so there's a lot of ink there and you can really see, and it's nice. So it behaves well regarding the show off of the shimmer. It clogs a little bit the pens, and it also bleeds through on this copy paper, but almost all inks do that. Now, to look at it here, you can see this is the writing sample with the pelican. Again, you can see the shimmer has, in a similar way as you can see on the Oxford paper. This is not so easy to show. I think Oxford paper is a little bit better. Then you see that it takes around 15 seconds to dry, and there where it is wet you can see this kind of gray line, so still visible but very faint in gray, and we can conclude it's not water resistant. And now, just for the final writing sample, let's write the fox phrase. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. This is an ink that is, I think it has a nice flow, but with that pen, with the pelican, it seems to be very dry because the ink flow is poor, although it's kind of a wet ink. Maybe you can hear the scratching. The lazy dog. And you can see the ink flow is much better with this Sheaffer. I just need to fix the nib, and you can see the shimmer already. So this ink looks nice. I'm sorry for the delay of posting this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Appelboom, for sending me this calendar for review, and I hope to see you again tomorrow or today. All depends on the time that I'll be able to post these videos. So see you tomorrow. Bye.